When my daughter and I moved into that duplex outside Akron, I thought the worst part would be starting over after the divorce. The rent was cheap, the neighborhood looked quiet, and the only thing that felt off was the old man next door standing under a red porch light like he'd been waiting for us. His name was Leonard Weller, and before we even got the first box inside, he looked at my little girl and told me, after midnight, use the chain. That first night, Lucy heard tapping inside the wall. By the second, she said the man in the wall knew her father had left us. Every night at exactly 3:13, the porch light next door came on, our camera glitched, and something moved near the basement doors. I told myself it was an old house, bad wiring, stress, anything except the truth. Then I found the peephole hidden inside my pantry.
What happened in this house?
Someone had been watching the kitchen from inside the wall. Officer Ruiz said Weller had a history of complaints, but nothing anyone could prove. Then the storm came. The power dipped, the vents started humming a lullaby, and Lucy looked at me over dinner and whispered, "He's humming again." When I went into the basement, I found the tunnel, an old coal passage between the units carved wider over the years into a crawl space with a chair, canned food, children's toys, and a wall full of Polaroids of sleeping families. Us, the people before us, all of us photographed in our beds. When I ran upstairs, Lucy was gone. Her voice came through an old speaker in the basement, thin and frightened, and when I turned, Leonard Weller stepped out of the dark in house slippers like he belonged there more than we did. He said he was protecting us, said the others never used the chain. I found Lucy at the far end of the tunnel just before he came for us. I pulled an old alarm line, hit him with a lantern, and Ruiz got there in time to drag him out in handcuffs. They found keys to both units, hidden cameras, years of pictures, and enough evidence to make the whole street sick. At dawn, we left with nothing but a trash bag of clothes and the promise that he'd never get near us again. But that night, in a motel 2 towns over, I locked the chain on our door and finally let myself breathe. Until Officer Ruiz called and said they'd found a second coffee cup in the tunnel. Right then,
random.
Footsteps stopped outside our room, and at exactly 3:13 in the morning, our chain
Mom,
started to
Are we
shake.
safe now? Checks the chain twice. Who can't get to us?